Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and joining with me today, three things that just don't make sense, starting with you're telling me the moon controls the water? Jared!
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in, and the thing that doesn't make no sense to me is hot dogs and buns. Why do they come at different times? At different
Amounts.
Quantities, yep.
Quantities. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any sense.
So different packages having different amounts in them. Yeah.
I mean, It's a marketing scam, but that's a great question. That's a super good question.
Why? Anyways.
I'll tell you why, because one of them is supposed to be a double glizzy.
Dan.
Alec,
is it my turn? Oh,
yeah. We're a little rusty since we haven't played in so long.
Yeah, we're switching it up, okay? My name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashborn, and something that doesn't make sense to me is why is 11 not 1e1?
Yes!
22,
yes!
33, 44.
1e1.
Why is it not 1t1?
It needs to be 1e1.
It needs to be 1e1.
If I roll an 11
why is it
this
all of a
episode,
sudden 11?
1e1s.
On this podcast, it will now be referred to as 1e1.
I just rolled a 1e1.
I hereby decree that all 11s shall be called 1d1s.
You sold it to me.
So wait, 101e1? Is that how you would say that?
He's actually 101e1. What about you, Dan?
Hey, everybody. My name is Dan. I play Minnis PebbleWalker, your tiny little swarm keeper ranger, and I am the decorative towels of this podcast that hang on the oven handle.
Mm-hmm.
Why
do you use
decorative towels that I'm not allowed to use, and now I have to walk all the way to the bathroom to dry my hands? With
decorative towels in there, too.
Right.
The Christmas ones.
Oh, yeah.
Decorative towels. I remember growing up, my mom would yell at me. Even coming home today, she'll yell at me if I use the decorative towels.
On that same spec, and I know this isn't going to take Tony's, but the decorative china, you know how there was always fancy bowls and glass cabinets that you never used?
Yeah, just to look at.
Never understood.
Things that are just there to be looked at. I get paintings, right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, what about you, Tony?
Wait. Am I the only one that's on the side of liking decorative towels?
But
yeah,
I like decorative towels, but be able to use them.
Buy a bunch of them and then
have
just
really
nice,
functional looking towels.
I'm even halfway. Having decorative towels year round is silly. Having decorative towels when you have guests come over, it's great.
No, hey, guest, look at my really fancy towels that you can't fucking use. That makes worse sense. Because then a guest in your home has wet ass hands and they can't use a fucking towel.
My mother would beat my ass if I touched those towels. You can keep that.
You know what? The poll for this episode: do you have decorative towels? There it is. Put it in there.
My thing that just doesn't make sense to me is people. In today's day, people who gatekeep console versus PC, it is absolutely baffling to me. It does. I don't understand why PC gamers think it's okay to just
PC master race.
Man, it's so silly. I don't understand. Man, other than library, there's really no point if you're just a dude who wants to play casually. I like a controller. I like sitting on my couch. I like just loading it up. If I see a game that's out for PlayStation or PC that's single player, I'd rather play it on PlayStation. That's just how it is. I like to be in a cup of chair. And now you know the deal. Before we do the recap. Oh, wait, there is no recap because the last episode was a recap. Doing a rundown is our boy Alec.
Yeah, and the rundown this week is going to be, once again, our website, DND404.com. Check it out. We've got tons of things on there. You want to know a little bit about us? We got character bios. We got blogs. I think the last time I checked, we got 8 different articles on there. So you want a little bit more content, go ahead and check it out. We also got the merch page. We also have a connect and follow button. So say you're on Spotify or YouTube and you want to figure out how to connect, go check it out. All right. It's got the Discord. It's got the Twitch.
We got the trademark tab all the way at the bottom.
Exactly. Next tab is the Patreon. Just in case you don't want to go to patreon.com right away, you go to DND404, hit the Patreon channel and check out all the content there. And then if you scroll all the way, no, I'm just kidding. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. DND404.com.
Think about it. You could type in DND404.com, or you have to type in patreon.com just to get to there.
Yeah.
It's a shorter URL. It just, you win.
And how about this? What you could do also is hit the contact us button all the way down at the bottom and write something to us. Because I'll tell you what, you'll bug Tony with this because I myself will not read it. So what you could do is if you want to just put something else on Tony to read, have him follow up with, go ahead, hit that contact follow button, submit something, and Tony will get back to you in 3 to 7 business days.
Nice.
By Tony get back to you, I will forward it to Tony, and then
Exactly.
he will get back to you.
Yep.
Yeah, Jared doesn't let me touch the back end of the website. Probably for good reason.
Yeah, the last time you put the editor notes in the blog, I think, was...
Whoa! I didn't realize he'd copy and paste the editor's notes into the blog. All right. Oh, wow. Since there was no recap now, how we just go into the bar to play the intro?
Wait, we're not even going to roll the D4?
I guess you should roll it. All right. How
Who
about
would it
this?
have been?
Because
roll
there's
it to
no
see
recap,
who says Bard roll a d4. Or
whoever says it has to say Bard roll the intro and
Yeah.
gets an inspiration die.
ooh.
You want to be rolled on this time. Now he's going to roll it on his own.
If it rolls on me, I get an inspiration die.
Yeah.
All right. How do you want me to dunk it?
I just
No-
want you
no
to
look.
throw it as hard as you can at the door and just have it bounce off of it.
Oh, boy. That's pretty good.
That was, yeah.
What we got? My guess is Alec.
It's a 2.
There it is. Bard, play that intro.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is D&D 404. Fellas, boyos, welcome to the start of the final arc, session 133. We pick up this arc with the 3 of you entering Ritzkulak's mouth, the portal he had made to the realm of blood, to the realm of Baeloon. And as the 3 of you slip inside the murky blood curtain, you are now in the realm of Baeloon, on top of a high pedestal. Armos, you knew this pedestal as the place where the well was, where you would sacrifice the souls from your tome to a Christo to form this large bridge. The well is no longer there, and the blood-red ocean way below you by hundreds of feet is raging and thrashing. Extending far over the blood ocean is a blackened stone steel tempered bridge. The design pattern of the bridge is symmetrical and decorated with smooth red orb shaped stones along the flooring of the bridge. The pattern of the bridge comes off in an eldritch design, something that an aberration would create. The pattern extends as far as the eye can see, seemingly for miles. In the distance, you see the silhouettes of this bright, ruby red castle. Almost, you have been on this pedestal before.
A few times.
This is familiar to you. Drell, Minnis, as you take in this horror landscape, you also notice that Armos looks a bit different here. As mentioned before and foreshadowed earlier, Armos's horns are outstretched, cracked, and splintered off, almost like antlers, and they are glowing a fiery red within them. His robes are a bit more tattered and flailed out. You see that his wardrobe is much more of a cultist design than his normal adventuring gear. You also see Reginald on the floor next to Armos, standing in his normal foot-tall bunny size. You see this long, vasting, ever-expanding shadow that goes off the pedestal and way into the distance, and you see the shadow of Reginald expand and V out almost into a hulking demonic shape, as if it's reflecting his former appearance.
So, welcome, guys. This is my little home away from home. I made this bridge inadvertently. And yeah, you already met Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Deep below the bridge, there is a blood skeletal. There's a whale made out of bone and straight muscle tissue. You see this spout of blood coming in over.
So this is where I've been. All those times where couldn't actually explain. So now you guys kind of get it, right? Blood everywhere. It's red. It's creepy.
Yep. It looks like you described, Armos.
Yeah, this is everyone's normal dream, right? Everyone has these kinds of dreams. I know.
Nightmares, maybe.
Oh.
I don't even think my nightmares have been as bad as this is.
Oh.
Yeah.
As the waves crash, you notice one very large detail. Above you, almost on an angle looking straight up over the peak of the castle, is this large blue tealish moon. It looks like it encompasses the sky, with the focal point, the center of it, aligning with the castle itself. And around the moon has this tealish energy that swirls around it, similar to the souls that you saw being expunged from the false Hydra.
All right. Well, I know this isn't going to be easy to do, but if there's any way we can rest, even for a little bit, we need to find a safe area out of eyesight.
Yeah.
Minnis, when you say that, when you bring up that you need to rest, you begin to look down and look at your wounds and try to get a checkup on yourself to see what you can do to mend any wounds. And you realize you don't have it. As a matter of fact, you feel surprisingly spry. From the moment you came through the blood curtain just a few moments ago through the portal to intake your surroundings, you feel completely refreshed. And you notice this when you look at the moon specifically. And this goes for you two as well, Armos and Drell. You do not see any wounds. Any slashes have been scarred over and healed. Other than Armos's demonic-looking presence, you all feel, for the most part, better. And you will have the benefits of a long rest.
No, guys, get yourself some of this moonlight. Oh, this is good.
Wow. Yeah, it is helping. Oh my God, Armos, what is wrong with you?
Huh?
What?
Yeah,
What?
Drell, like,
I got something on my
Oh
face.
what the?
what is going on with this?
Don't worry,
and he
my
kind of
pocket-
just like points in a circle, like to.
I know my pocket's broken. I try to keep putting stuff in there, and it just slipped.
Oh, your horns.
Yeah,
Oh.
and your clothes.
Hey, Armos, your horns. You used to have 2. Now you have 7.
I handed my magnifying glass to kind of put his hand over and
Oh
use it
God!
as a reflection.
I look awesome. What is this?
That's
Awesome's a word.
That's
Awesome,
a word.
yep,
Yeah,
that-
that's a word.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
you look powerful. Yeah, I will admit, you look powerful.
Yeah. Oh, my pocket's still broken.
Oh my gosh. Even
In this
even
reflection.
Armos Sid, it looks crazy.
You see many more twigs and branches taped to Sid.
Yeah. He's just mimicking more.
The other Sid's still trying to put him on. Like he's just like attaching.
Right. Well, we can discuss our looks another time. We should probably. God, what are we're just gonna walk all this?
Yeah. So, Armos, you said you made this bridge.
Yeah. So
So when you
Yo.
were damning internal souls, that this is the bridge that those souls made.
I like to see it as I build, this structure with the pain of my adversaries.
Yeah, that's pretty much the jig.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Reginald. That's what I thought.
Tomato, tomato.
Interesting.
I have a lot of questions. Okay, outside of Armos, do I still have the negative? Like, this is one long rest? I needed a long rest.
Your
2 more
exhaustion
times.
points are gone.
Okay, I'm all good.
You are in the top of your
100%.
game. Armos, as you investigate yourself and gain these benefits, you know that this is not natural. The reason why the 3 of you feel empowered or at the top of your game is almost by design of the realm itself.
I mean, is it like some magic from am I able to tell like what kind of magic it is or like where it's coming from? Is it the moon? Is it the place that we're in or what?
You definitely feel like it's coming from that power source. Because when you sacrificed souls into the well, The well acted as a instrument to transport the souls from your tome. So the well had extracted the souls from your tome, and then once the well had the souls, it sent the souls in a stream towards the moon.
Okay.
All right, well, we need to go find this guy's filth factory.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Huh?
Like the bathroom?
His filet-o fish factory. The thing that gives him the power.
Mm.
The phylactery.
Oh,
the phylactery.
Phalangery.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest. We're on a road
cart?
and there's only one way to go. So if everything's in order,
So this, for lack of better words, is his lair. Although it looks like a castle, it was inspired in its creation over the many years he has been doing this. However, the inside will not be what you know to be inside of a castle. There are no grand halls. There are no latrines. There are no bedrooms or places of pleasure, storage, armories. This is something unique in its own design.
Mm.
You were not the first ones to come to this place. The fact that you are here is a sign of, well, if I'm being honest, misled respect. He's doing this to you as a form of torture.
as he says that, I give the greatest inspirational speech about how we're here to take him down. And everyone around me, all 6 allies that I can see, including Sid, get 24 temporary hit points.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And that is why we're gonna march down this bridge and we're gonna take him down.
Yeah, let's fucking kill him.
That's right, Armos.
I high five Reginald for setting me up for that.
With the speech, he high fives you back. The 3 of you begin to travel towards the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And as the 3 of you talk amongst yourselves, there are definitely moments of pauses as you look around. You turn around, the pedestal which you were on now seems almost 2 miles away. There is nothing but thrashing ocean of blood beneath. You hear this eerie wind every so often, yet nothing, no, you don't feel the wind. You just hear the eerie sounds of its hollow cry. You hear the splashing of things far below the depths of the blood water. There are no clouds. Sky is completely red, other than the moonlight that is softly gradiating into the sky. Despite feeling full of blood, it feels empty. It is very unsettling to the 3 of you.
This is not like wasted on Drell. This is, he's never seen anything like this in his life. He's clearly never been to another realm, or especially one that looks like this. So he's completely taken back in this scenario and the environment that he's in.
And as you come to terms with those facts, Drell, as you walk along the bridge, the 3 of you start noticing tiny blood shards floating in the air. There's like very subtle movement between them, but they vary in sizes from like half an inch long to very thin to about the size of your fist. And they're scattered throughout the air in front of you. They're not blocking your path, but you do need to walk past them and then occasionally around one. Because even though they're small, you try to push it out of the way, it does not move. Or it only moves an inch because they are incredibly heavy. As if you can lift yourself onto them if needed. Like you go to put your hand on top of them and you feel like you can lift your body up. Drell, you notice that with these small blood shards, that they go down a little bit because of your weight. However, you feel that you have to use a large amount of force and intention to move these shards, despite how strong you are.
Interesting. Forward. And Drell starts walking.
Yeah, what Drell said.
Yeah.
So there's just floating blood shards in front of us.
Yeah, they're scattered, no particular pattern, rhyme, or reason, and they vary in size from half an inch, very slender, to maybe about the size of your fist almost.
Like scattered enough to hinder us walking forward, or like sprinkled in like a...
They're sprinkled in, but you do have to move around them because you can't push them out of the way because of how heavy they are.
Can I try to use my Acrylis shard from in my book on one of the gems to see if it does anything?
Take out the tome, and you notice that the shard reacts as it begins to shine. And as you put it up to one of these bigger stones, the one the size of your fist, you notice that it absorbs into the gem, and the gem begins to glow. You feel that you are now holding one of these blood shards inside the gem, and you have unlocked a secret ability in your Acrylis gem.
Nice.
As you see Armos doing that, Minnis and Drell, you notice that your gems react the same way. You can also absorb one of these shards. You know that you have a maximum capacity of 1. I'm going to say you spent about 10 minutes examining this new feature. And as you are playing around with this, you notice that you can do 2 things. 1, you can absorb the shard into the weapon, and it appears more powerful for a temporary amount of time, specifically 1 attack. So whatever damage die you would use, it adds a damage die to it. For 1 attack, you absorb a blood shard, and it makes it that much stronger. So if you roll 2d8 for a weapon attack, you now roll 3d8 for that weapon attack. The second secret ability is that you can shoot the gem out, and it will fly out up to 30 feet, and it will stay in a place, and it will be just as heavy as it was from when you first absorbed it.
Do these shards look like they're like used? Like, does it look like there's souls in the shard?
They all look heavy, yes. That heavy red opaque color.
And then once we use it, would it be like, can we come to the conclusion like the shard would be destroyed?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think Drell does it then.
I don't think Minnis does either. I was thinking the same thing.
Can Armos take their gems?
So you can hold a maximum of 1. So you could do 2 things with it. Is that you could absorb it for extra damage for your next attack. So if you would attack 3 times, it would add an extra die to each of those attacks.
What die? 1.
Your damage die. So if you use Eldritch Blast, since you shoot 4 times, instead of 1d10, it'll be 2d10 per attack.
Good God.
But that's only for that round. Then you need to absorb another shard. Or after absorbing that shard, you can shoot it out again. It comes out as it was before, and it shoots up to 30 feet and stays in place again, and it floats.
So currently, when we were trying to move them just a second ago, they're like unmovable.
You have a hard time, Armos, and Minnis can move it a smidge. Drell has the most success because of his strength, but he's really using a lot of effort to do it.
I mean, it just looks like I am. It's actually really easy, but it looks like I'm having a really hard time.
I've come this far without touching those things. I've touched them. Okay, I've touched them. Because of Armos, first of all, while I was sleeping.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't forget that.
I know it's going to help us, Armos, but remember there's, other people's loved ones and animals probably in these too, so just keep that in mind.
Armos is on a mission. We've come this far because we're trying to save the freaking world. I don't care what souls I'm going to have to use. That guy's going down, and he points up to the moon.
Agree to disagree.
I look at Minnis.
They're loved ones in this together.
I side-eyed Minnis hard.
Yeah.
I think you see Reginald is on your shoulder, Minnis, as you like side-eye Drell's like,
I think he's relapsing again.
Oh, listen.
This place has that effect on you. Cut him some
Reginald, don't forget Plan F if things go to hell.
he like raises his head and side eyes and like.
I heard Plan F. What is it, Plan F? I had all the
Goes to
plans.
Sid.
What's Plan F again?
You, me, and Drell discussed this a month ago.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh
Did you
my God.
write it down in your notepad? I definitely did it for mine.
I was definitely dead for a short amount of time, and I may have forgotten some memories.
God, why is that everyone's excuse these days? Jeez, Joe keeps walking.
And you continue to walk forward, and more time passes as the three of you seemingly make it little more than halfway. And as you approach the halfway mark, you notice at the corners of your eye, 4 on either side of you, are these tall, slender, 9-foot tall shadows. They look like floating robes, where the bottom of the robe is being dragged across the bottom of the floor. leaving this black mist behind them. Their arms are in each other's sleeves as if they're crossing their arms, and their hoods are overshadowing the being's entire body, and they're looking down. And you hear slight mumbles, but they are moving as ghosts. And there are 4 on either side of you with a total of 8 of these large, slender shades. They do not look hostile towards you, but they are now moving in the same direction as you, at your pace.
Not how I want this skill to be known, because I was hoping that we would get to use it in kind of a better way. I have an ability now that I've leveled, so I can see. I have Devil's Sight, but I also have Witch Sight.
What does Witch Sight do?
You can see the true form of any shapeshifter or creature concealed in illusion or transmission of magic while the creature is within 30 feet of me.
With that feature enabled, you do not see any difference.
Okay.
These are for all intents and purposes their true form.
Okay.
Guys.
Yep.
Okay, you're seeing this, right? It's not one of my visions?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I see it.
Minnis pulls out his rapiers just in case. He's
Pull out your rapiers, and they do not react to that.
Can I have ask Reginald, give him a little hey, what's up with these guys type of deal?
I'm not entirely sure, if I'm being honest with you.
Wait a minute. Oh, I have advantage on Baeloon items, not. Oh, locations, monsters, and lore. I should know, right? If I do an Arcana check?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Man, I'm glad I wrote these things down.
I'm glad you did too.
Where do you get that ability from, Armos?
My book.
That's right. It came with your tome.
Got a 21.
21. You
21.
take a moment to look at them as you never seen. You think they're ghosts. They look like ghosts. And as you look at them, you are filled with information as the tome illuminates, providing it to you. You know these as Baeloon prophets. As a matter of fact, you're drawn to a particular one. The one in the back left, you were particularly drawn through. And you get a feeling of guilt when you look at it.
Do I see anything?
Wait. What are you doing to examine?
I'm assuming that we're walking. All of a sudden, I look over my shoulder and I see the one that's giving this feeling of guilt. And I slowly stop and kind of turn my whole body to try to make eye contact with it to figure out what it is.
Standing at 9 feet tall, you look up at the figure. You do not see any body features, but you do see its face. It is your face. It is Armos in his young 20s, but his facial expression is that of pure anger. Your eyes are completely white. Your face is scrunched, enraged. You have this shit-eating grin on, and you have your veins in your forehead absolutely popping out. This looks like as mad as you could possibly be.
I catch back up to Minnis. Guys, there's like mirrors in their face. It's kind of weird. I don't understand. That one had my face on it, and I kind of gesture over my shoulder while I'm talking to Minnis and Drell.
It had your what?
My face. It looked pretty mad.
Minnis went a little farther ahead of you, and he's sheathed his rapiers at this point. He's tugs on the robe of the front right one. He's like,
you try to grab it, and your hand goes through them like a ghost.
What's your deal? You guys don't mean us to any harm. You know what's going on here?
Yeah, what do you want with us?
The prophets do not look at you or acknowledge you, but as you look into the deep darkness of their hoods, you see their faces. Minnis, the one you see up front on the right is a skull. It looks like a large human skull, gems for eyes. And the gems are both rubies. And there's a small, green tinged flame surrounding the skull head. The one on the left of you, leading the front, has a fox-like face. It has more Shadowfell features, I would say, and it's more like sharpness. It looks like a fox and an anteater almost mixed together. It has a wide-toothed grin, pointy ears, and has small glasses on its nose all the way at the tip, as they seem like reading glasses. And it's like snickering and sneering. With that, we're going to go through the rest of them as you start to examine each of these shades. You look at another one. So we'll start from the left side. So you see this fox-shaped creature. The next one behind it on the left, it looks like a face, like it's half human and half worms. Worms are going in and out of this human-like face. The skin has these runes carved into it. Although it resembles some human features, it does not seem human.
I'm gonna throw up.
The one after that is a high elf with green eyes.
A high elf.
Behind that one is where you see Minnis and Drell, Armos, completely full of rage, and it looks like an Armos in his young 20s. On the right side, you saw that skull, Minnis. The next one is a mind flayer, but the mind flayer's face, his tendrils is completely drooped down, and his face looks like it's resting or it's like in awe of something, and its eyes are completely wide over. After that, the third one is a floating mouth with numerous eyes spread across. It's drooling green, and it looks like it has chains going in and out of its deformed meat head. It looks like a amalgamation of flesh stitched together by chains, staples, and is drooling blood and pus. And the last one in the back of that line is a young virile Grimgar. Virile that you just fought or almost blew up. They do not react to anything you say. You go to try to tug in their robes and your hand goes through them as if you're trying to touch a ghost.
Minnis, what is going on?
I don't know. That's Armos.
Me? Why aren't you guys here? Look, I'm here. Look, that's me. Looking handsome.
Well, we weren't
that guy.
siphoning blood shards and throwing them into this realm. I think that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think? Nah, that could be it.
That's probably
What else would
definitely
it?
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Armos, these are all the beings that have personally made a pact with a Christo.
Oh. It's kind of a lot. I thought I was special.
Damn. It's kind
You're
of
special to me, Armos. Let's keep walking.
a little embarrassing, to be honest.
So if I'm in the back of the line, am I like one of the first ones?
Or the least
Like
favorite.
I'm one of the last ones.
You're the latest one.
Man, I got desperate with this guy, and I point to the guy with the skull with all the eyeballs on him.
The floating flesh mound? Yeah.
Yeah, Drell can't look that guy in the face. All the worms. It's like,
I'm gonna keep walking.
Do you think that the worms also made the pact, or is that just a package deal at this point?
Drell's walking too.
As you continue to converse and make your judgments and talk about these prophets, they begin to walk with you as you walk again. And the group of you walk for what seems like a long time. And then as you approach the main gate of this large ruby castle with heavy shadows along the blood shard walls, you see that the prophets zoom ahead like dust in the wind and go whoosh under the door into the castle and out of your view.
Okay, so I think we just like knock and we go in, or
Yeah. I mean, we
What
could
are-
just try
what
to
are we
open
looking
it,
at here?
right?
this is an enormous door, right?
Yes. So as you approach and you converse on how you're going to open the door, you approach the castle and these large black obsidian door. This large black obsidian door that towers over you, looking to be at least 60 feet high. Unlike a standard castle gate, this one does not have bars or any mechanisms that suggest it opens as a traditional double-sided door. As a matter of fact, the door has 3 breaking points, suggesting the door opens in a spiral circular motion. And as you get closer, you see, I'm gonna use a funny word here, you see that it, it's called a sphincter door, and it spins open as the 3 breaks begin to rotate into itself, and the door opens.
Like an
spirals
iris.
outwards. Yes, like an iris. And you see this black, dark room ahead of you.
Minnis pulls out his rapiers again.
Okay.
Yeah. Drell has his axe in hand.
Well, can't go back. Only one way through this.
Well, Reginald, I think you're home as we walk in the door.
Yeah.
Yep, finally made it back.
As the three of you enter through the main gate and it shuts, cutting you off from the outside realm of Baeloon. It is pitch black. Then suddenly, two braziers suddenly illuminate in the corners of the room, in the four corners. A pink and red fire burns. However, it looks different than your standard flame. The flame doesn't burn like you've seen before. As a matter of fact, it looks like hundreds of tiny shards and gems moving like a burning flame as the colors change in between them, simulating a fire. You do not give off any heat, and it only represents a flame. It moves like, the flame moves like the FPS on it is set to 24. It has that weird slow animation to it where like,
So like 12.
12, yes. 12.
It's got smooth 24 frames per second.
It's got 12 frames per second. And it's like the crystallized flame is very staggered in the motion, but trying its best to simulate fire. But it does not give off any heat, but it does illuminate the room. And the walls, floor, and door behind you, rather than this ruby blood shard look you've been witnessing, is completely this black obsidian material. You feel like this is the main entrance to the castle itself. And as you walk forward in this large room, you see that the flames begin to illuminate, burn brighter. You see these large blood shard demons erupt from its shard-like flame as they come out and they roar. With this deep roar, you see that the blood shard begins to grow. Muscly flesh begins to take shape of a large beastly demon, and you see it flails out from its skin a crystallized blood shard sword, and it has all these blood shards sticking out of its back. It has a large whipping tail, and they are considered large creatures. Everybody roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think we can talk our way out of this one?
Probably not. I got a 22.
13.
16 for Minnis.
They got a 6. We're going to start at the top of the round in the entrance of Crystal's castle. You see these blood shard demons with large muscly tissue, crystal swords, and these large blood shards sticking out of their backs with their tails snapping and whipping around as they are charging towards you. Starting at initiative 22, Drell, what are you doing?
I would like to bonus action drink a brew of swift thistle.
Sure.
Sorry, not swift thistle, quick thistle. So then it gives me 15 extra feet for an hour. So that's 15 extra feet of movement. So that is now 45 movement. And then I would like to move 45 movement to attack the one in the northeastern side.
Sure.
Rad. Okay, so Drell runs over there. He kind of yells, I'll take care of this one. You guys try to take care of the other one. And I will go ahead and take my attacks. It's a 17 to hit on the first one.
I'm sorry, 17 is going to miss.
That is a 16 to hit on the second one.
Misses.
And that's a 24 to hit. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that is 32 points of damage.
32 points of damage. Nice. You see as you take your axe and you cleave into its charred flesh-like body that the acrylic gem begins to burn through it as the gems are having trouble reforming around that wound. We're going to move to initiative 20 as the two braziers in the back by the entrance of which you came in begin to illuminate and shoot out these fiery red blood shards. Everybody make me a dexterity saving throw of DC 15.
Everybody, huh?
Everybody.
Nice. Okay.
An 18.
15.
15.
Oh my god. That's the first time I've ever done that in my life. I rolled 2 nat ones.
No.
That is
Dude,
insane.
super damage. You're too preoccupied with this demon that you don't see these blood shard projectiles coming towards you. You get to take 16 points of piercing damage.
Guys, let me know if anything. Ow!
And then we're going to move to initiative 16, which is Minnis.
All right. I am first going to move 15 feet towards Drell, and I'm going to cast Bless at level 1 on all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we now have D4s on saving throws and attack rolls. And then I'm going to sweep up the Sids. All right, Sids, time to get into action. And use my Writhing Tide and start floating 10 feet up in the air.
We're going to move to initiative 13, Armos. In your cool new demonic form. What are you doing?
All right. I'm just going to do Eldritch Blast on the one over by Drell. I'm going to keep it short and simple. Okay.
Sure.
So Eldritch Blast. So it is a 31 to hit.
Hits.
A 26 to hit.
Jeez.
Hits.
And then it's a 1, but technically
That misses.
Okay, fine.
That is a critical.
But I get 1d4 on saving throws. Does it still count as a 1?
My brother and dice.
It's a natural 1.
We have been playing this campaign for 3 years. When it has to
so
roll to
it's-
hit, bit of saving throw.
No, but I get it on attack rolls.
You do.
Oh,
Saving-
okay. Then yes, you get it on attack rolls. Yeah, but but what is an automatic thing? Yeah.
Yes. That's what I was trying to ask. Okay, so I did 21 points of damage and he gets knocked back.
Nice. That's awesome.
Wait, I forgot. I rolled 4 times, just getting a 28 to hit.
Nice.
You can roll 4 times because of what? Your level?
Because Eldritch Blast shoots 4 times.
Okay. So how much more damage?
It's an extra 12 damage too.
With a total of 33 points of damage, this thing can't really be new back because there's a log brazier in its way that is burning. But yeah, it definitely takes it as it gets pressed up against that object.
All right, and then Armos is gonna run to the side of that Drell's on and get some distance between whatever's gonna come at him on the opposite side of the area. So he's good.
We move to initiative 6, which are these guardian demons. The first one on the left to the northwest is going to charge at Minnis as it makes a beeline towards him. Running on all its 2 legs and using its hand, almost like a gallop.
Get out of my space.
Nope. It's in your space. It's in your face. And as it's going to do a charge attack against you.
My ability against me, no.
A 17.
Misses.
Misses. It's going to miss as it stops in front of you and is going to make 3 sword attacks against you. With a 33 to hit, a 26 to hit, and a 23 to hit. Okay, all those are gonna hit. Okay, cool.
Well, on the first hit, I'm going to take a reaction.
Okay, well, what is your reaction?
And I'm going to use my Gathered Swarm to teleport me 30 feet away from it.
Okay, where are you teleporting?
Right next to Drell. Hey, Drell.
On that first hit, rendering the other 2 a miss, because of your reaction, you're going to take 22 points of slashing damage on that first hit.
Oh, so I'm actually taking 11d1.
1d1?
1t1.
1d1. All right, you take 1d1 points of damage because it's half.
Actually
And
taking
it uses
1t1.
the rest of its movement to move an additional 20 feet towards you, and it's going to end its turn. The second demon in front of Drell, and now Minnis is going to attack Drell. It's going to do 3 sword attacks. First one is going to be 29 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Any reaction?
No.
The second one's going to be a 31 to hit.
That is gonna hit.
And the third one is going to be, that's going to be a 29 to hit.
I'm gonna use my reaction on this one to try to use my Dragon's Tail and extend my AC. So that's gonna be a D8. That's only a 28.
That is going to fail as you take 3 of these blood charged sword attacks, totaling 78 points of slashing. Yeah, it's completely like rips through you.
Ow.
And it's going to use its 4th attack to try to bite.
Oh my god. A 4th attack.
These things attack 4 times.
He's OP.
That's going to be a 34 to hit. You're going to make a Constitution saving throw with DC 15.
Okay. 19.
Plus Bless if you need it.
19, so you pass.
Yep. Yeah, because there's
You're
only
gonna take
14, right?
27 points of piercing damage.
Only 27 points. Okay.
Nice.
Then we're going to move back to initiative 22, Drell.
You guys, these things hurt. Just so you know. All right. Good thing we split up. I turn around and they're just all behind me. Huh? Okay, Drell, focus. Drell uses like his middle finger to like push up his spy sunglasses, and he continues to unleash 3 attacks on the bad guy in front of him.
Sure.
Ooh, I rolled the 1d1. 22.
22 will hit, but it's going to use a reaction. As you come down with the axe, you see the blood shards around its free hand grow and form a large, tight shield. And it's going to raise its AC to 23.
Okay.
As it blocks that attack.
I'm going to roll Bless and add to it. So give me 1 second.
Sure.
I need to roll a 2 on this d4 for it to still count. And that's a 4. So 26 to hit.
Hits. As you break through the shield.
See, I baited his reaction. Nice, dude. No.
It still has a 23 AC for the remainder of this round.
Okay. Well, I rolled the 12 and can't do anything with that one. Third attack is going to be a 27 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 attacks. I would also like to bonus action go into a rage. I don't know if that matters.
Not anymore because you already attacked.
Be like, okay, I'm pissed. That kind of hurt. That's going to be 65 points of damage.
65!
I want to action surge, but I don't know the next time we're going to have a rest. So I think I'm going to hold on to it. Yeah, because that bonus action went into a rage. Yep, that's going to be my turn.
Okay, we move to initiative 20, which is the lair action again. Everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw with DC 15. As more of these flaming blood shards shoot out from these
22
torches.
for Minnis.
22.
Nat 20.
Bro, I literally rolled. This is This is unbelievable. I rolled back to back.
Add your 1d4.
Nat 1.
Add your 1d4.
Then I rolled back to back 2s. I shit you not. I rolled 2 1s and then 2 2s. I am willing to bet you that has never happened in the history. I got a 5. I got a fucking 5.
I can't believe my eyes.
To roll 2 1s and then 2 2s for deck saving
Was
throws.
that a 1 in like
That's
10,000 chance or something?
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
So that's gonna be a fail. You're gonna take a total of 15 points of piercing damage as these flaming blood shards shoot you in the back.
Ow. Okay, can you guys let me know when this is happening? Someone yell out loud, please.
As we move to Minnis on initiative 16.
How tall are these creatures?
Large. They're about 15, 16 feet tall.
50, 60 feet tall. All right. I'm going to go up 10 more feet. So I'm now 20 feet high. And then I am going to... I'm gonna just start taking some attack actions just to help Drell out a bit with this guy as I throw my sling bullets at him.
Drell looks over at Minnis with his face caved in. He's like, "Don't worry, Minnis, I got this." Totally
We'll take it out together. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
It's
That's going to be a 29 to hit.
it's
It is going to be, so that is 16 plus 16, that's 32 force damage. And then as I'm floating in the air, you see a bunch of these SIDS buzzing around Minnis as Minnis uses that buzzing floating swarm to take partial cover after hitting with an attack as they move him 5 feet away from Drell, I guess.
okay.
I guess with a bonus action, I might as well use a Nature's Veil. Right, guys? Haven't used that in a while. Invisible. Drell, look out for the... That ends my turn.
You end your turn as we move to initiative 13. Armos.
All right. I'm just going to shoot for the moon. I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that is attacking Drell. Okay, so the first one is an 18 to hit.
Oh, it has its AC is actually 23 at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah,
Doesn't hit. Okay, the
Does not
second
hit.
one is 29.
it's
19 plus 4, so a 23.
23 is gonna hit. It's on the money.
Nat 20!
I love that.
How much damage you doing?
15 plus 10, so that's 25, 31, 37.
37 points of damage.
And then I'm going to move closer to get in range of the other one so that Drell doesn't get hit by that guy as well. So I'm going to run towards Drell and also to help out my next turn. So I'm going to move 30 feet closer to him.
Also, we're gonna move to initiative 6, which are these guardians. The one that's fighting Drell is gonna go first, and he's going to make 4 attacks against Drell. 3 with the sword, 1 with his bite. A nat 1.
Nice.
Reaction?
No.
Second attack is going to be a 23 to hit.
On the money. So I will use my reaction as a dragon's tail and block that one.
Okay. So if you get, just roll to see what your AC is, but it automatically blocks.
Okay.
The third sword attack is going to be a 26 to hit.
26 is going to hit.
24 points of slashing damage. That's going to be halved because you are in and it's going to try to bite you.
Oh my god, why is everything trying to bite me?
This is going to miss with a 17.
Okay.
We're going to go to the next demon, which is the one that's going to charge after Armos. And it moves forward. It's going to do 4 attacks, 3 swords, and a bite. First attack is going to be a 23 to hit. Second attack is going to be a 18 to hit. Third attack is going to be 25 to hit.
As a reaction, I'm gonna use shield.
Shield. Okay, what's your new AC? So the
23 would be my new AC.
23. Awesome. Okay, so the first 2 are going to hit. It's 42 points of slashing damage. And then it's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
As it roars down, it's going to be a 29 to hit.
Okay.
You're going to make me a Constitution saving throw with DC 15.
8.
Fail as you take 23 points of piercing damage as it bites down on you. You see that as it bites down on you, you are now bleeding heavily on your shoulder. You were considered wounded. A medicine
condition?
kit or yes, it'll be a condition. It's not an official condition in D&D. It's a condition for these guys. I'll let you know what happens. But you are viscerally bleeding, and you see that the demon's eyes illuminate red as it stares at you. We're gonna move to initiative 22, Drell.
Like, okay, enough joking around. And I'm gonna first attack, 21.
Hits.
Nice. Second attack, 25.
Hits.
Third attack, 24.
Hits.
Nice. 84 damage.
And as you slash, and as the blood drips on that final attack, I'm gonna need you, Minnis, and Armos, because he's in range, to make me a dexterity saving throw of a DC 15 as it explodes thousands of these blood shards.
27.
19.
This is where I rolled 2 3s, right? Oh my god, it wasn't a 3. It was a 1T1. Second one was a DC. I rolled a 19.
19, you pass as you do not take any.
Oh my
no,
god.
you take half. Excuse me, sorry.
Huh?
Take half.
Oh.
I don't recall.
You each take 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay, that's not too bad.
What else are you doing on your turn?
I would like to bonus action second wind to try to get some
Sure.
HP back. 1d10 plus 16. Give me a 10, please.
10.
It's a fucking 1. So I got
We all have those nights,
17
man.
HP back. Nice, man.
We all have those nights.
Tony's fucking bite does more damage. Nice, man. That is going to be the end of my turn.
As we move to initiative 20, everybody roll me a dexterity saving throw over DC 15 as the room fills with shards again from the crystal torches.
So this is where I rolled 2 3s.
30, 20.
28.
There we go. 18.
You do not take any damage.
Nice.
You see the blood shards oncoming towards you as we move to initiative 16. Minutes. Invisible coming out. Boom.
Yeah. Bonus action healing word at second level on Drell. As you get
Nice.
look at that, 11 points of health back.
1T1, you mean?
1 points of health back.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to fly up 10 more feet, so I'm now 30 feet in the air in a diagonal. So now I'm like slightly above Armos, and I'm going to keep attacking this guy
Hell yeah.
that's alive. So that's going to be a 25 to hit,
Hits.
and 2 crew, and 13 to hit.
Misses.
So it will take, however, 13 points of force damage. I'm going to use my swarm to do extra 5 points of force damage.
We're going to move to Armos as this thing begins to roar and thrash its blood shard sword.
Armos just made a connection. This guy's a walking collaboration of blood shards, right?
And flesh, yes.
Armos is concerned about using the shard in his book that he might not be able to get one back for a while, but there's blood shards all around that are flying through this room, right?
Oh, the one that had exploded? I'm so sorry. I forgot this little piece. The one that had exploded, there is a large chunk floating where its corpse is. And it's about like 10 feet long by 5 feet wide, and it's just like floating in place from after Drell killed it. It like exploded out, and all the excess shards was gonna hurt you in the explosion, and then you have this giant 10-foot long shard like slowly rotating in place in the air.
That makes Armos happy. And he is going to use Eldritch Blast on this monstrosity in front of him. And definitely take out, while casting the Eldritch Blast from his tome, taps on the Acryla Shard and uses his Blood Shard.
Use the Blood Shard that you absorbed from outside this room. When you learned about the ability, your Eldritch Blast now shoots 5 times. So you can roll 5d10 for your attack rolls and damage.
First one is a 19 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
The next one's a 28 to hit.
Hits.
Nat 20.
Hits. So that one die will be
Dirty
doubled.
20 on the 4th one.
Hits.
And a 18 on the 5th one.
Hits. They all hit. So one of those attacks gets double dice. So you're gonna roll 6d10s here. Tell me what the total is.
It's 65.
65.
It's pretty good.
As it takes this devastating blow. As you blast this thing, you see the gem shine within itself as you summon the power from the Blood Shard, as you summon an extra bolt of energy, as you launch it into him, and he gets flown back 50 feet, sliding across the room, using his claws to try to hold itself in place. As you see, that was quite the nasty blow. What else are you doing on your turn?
I'm going to run over to Drell and or stand next to the Blood Shard so that I can... Free action? Can I hit it, or is that an actual action?
It would be an action.
Okay. I just go over to Drell.
Bonus action. It would be a bonus action to absorb.
Oh, well, in that case... Ha!
You see this large shard suck into the gem like a vacuum, and you see that the force and the size of the gem like kind of holds you back. It makes you stutter step. As we go to initiative 6, which is this demon, and it's going to charge forward towards Minnis. This is the closest one to him, and it's going to make 4 attacks against you. We'll do the first attack. There's another reaction. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Misses.
Miss. That second attack is going to be 25.
What's its reach on its weapon?
10 feet.
So then it cannot hit me because I'm 30 feet in the air.
16 feet tall, 10-foot reach. How long? How high are you?
30.
4 feet, you son of a bitch.
Nice.
You see, as it tries to swing at you with lacking depth perception, he's like, and it misses its first 2 attacks. It is then going to try to run forward towards Drell with its next 2 attacks.
Sorry, Drell.
Oh, okay. It would have kept
Got a tail, right?
Nice. Why couldn't you wait, bro?
With the first one being a 18 to hit, and the second one being a 33 to hit.
Reaction on the miss, then.
Okay, what's your reaction?
I'm going to repost it and attack him.
Sure. Roll to hit. Oh,
That's a 14 to hit.
that's going to miss. As
Wait,
it hits
Before
you,
it doesn't help.
I got bless. Hold on.
Okay.
I mean, I rolled a 17.
Misses. As that last attack, as it tries to make on you hits for 25 points of slashing damage. And it's going to go back to initiative 22, which is you, Drell.
Just so it's established, because I didn't even think about this, I'm going to be adding as a bonus action the +3 to my axe to hit, because that would have hit on my reaction. Forgot about that. So now I'm going to go ahead and step forward. I'm going to kind of position myself, since Minnis is in the air. I'm going to kind of stay within the attack range, but I want to just move to the other side of the room. Am I able to do that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna just turn. I'm pretty much like face tanking for like the audience. I'm face tanking the boss, or at least I'm gonna try to. So I'm turning them away from my teammates, so the damage only splashes onto me. But what I am going to do now is say, "Look, buddy. All right, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm really sorry, but I'm also kind of not." And then I'm gonna hit him with my axe, and
It roars at you, screeches, and hurts your eardrums.
that's a nat 1 on my first attack. My second attack is a nat 20. There it is.
There it is.
Beautiful.
There it is. Nat 1 and nat 20s, boys. That's what we do. Second attack. So that's a 20 plus 21 for second attack.
That hits.
All right, so I would also like to make this a distracting strike. So I'm going to be adding a superiority die to then everyone else on my team is going to get advantage on their next turn. Yep, there is no saving throw. It's just automatic. So now everyone else attacking this creature will then on their next attack roll get advantage.
Okay.
Rad. All right, so that's another.
How much damage you might take?
Just got to add D10. That's 6. 75 damage.
75 damage. This thing is looking very
Get my dice ready.
That is going to be my turn.
Dexterity saving throw with DC 15 as the room swarms and tornadoes.
Aw. 12.
12.
Oh, wait.
30, 20.
14.
I got a 16.
Minnis, you take 13 points of magical piercing damage as you get
Ow.
overswarmed by these blood shards shooting from the crystal breezers in the back of the room.
Oh, my temp HP.
As they move to initiative 16 minutes. What are you doing?
Attacking it.
Roll hit.
Attacking it with my sling. That's going to be, wow, that was terrible. 18 to hit.
Hits.
Woo, barely hits. And the next one is going to be a 30 to hit,
Hits.
as it's going to take 13 plus 11, 24 points of force damage, plus my SIDS for an extra 3 points of force damage, 27. And then I fly 10 more feet into the air. With a bonus action, I am going to use a level 1 healing word on Drell.
Nice.
As you get 7 points of health back.
There we go.
That's my turn.
As you move to initiative 13, Armos.
All right. I get advantage on all attacks this turn, so it seems like Eldritch Blast is the way to go.
Roll that baby 4
I
times.
don't. Oh my. Got those. Okay. The first one is a 25.
Hits.
Next one is a nat 20.
Hits.
28.
Hits.
This thing's about to be dust.
And the next one, I'm assuming, is a 29 unless I get a nat 20. Oh, it's a 30. Just kidding. So 4 hits.
All right, so go ahead and roll me 5d10 because you get that crit.
46 points of damage.
46 points of damage as it begins to erupt, shard out, and then explodes. Everybody make the dexterity saving throw for DC 15 as it explodes into this blood shard swarm.
Still in its range.
A 15.
Dang.
15. Oh my god.
That is an 18.
Everybody passes and is going to take half that damage. So 18 half to 9. Everyone takes 9 magical piercing damage
Magical, of course it is.
as it turns into a giant 10 by 5 floating blood shard.
It's like, Minnis, thanks for healing me.
Gee, that
Ow.
explodes.
It just gets hit.
Yeah. I float down next to Drell. All right, we gotta get out of this room. I don't like these braziers, and I'm gonna use. We're out of combat.
You are out of combat.
Nice. Yep.
As
Let's
I
get the
use
fuck out.
my action to channel my divinity and give you 15 points of health, Drell.
Oh my gosh. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you so much. I lost that in one bite. It was terrible.
Yeah, that looked pretty rough, Drell. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So Armos,
guys,
you have absorbed
guys.
this giant blood shard
Oh.
that was floating in place.
Mm-hmm.
There's one floating left in the room.
Yeah.
What are you doing with it?
Well, I guess like these ones that came from the creatures, are these also going to be filled with like innocent souls? Like,
They still have that dark, opaque red. Yes. Because these are powerful demons.
yeah, Drell's not touching it then.
Ain't no way.
As
What, Armos?
before I get over there, I hold up my arm and it's just profusely bleeding. I'm a little hurt over here. Has anyone got any bandages? Is there any way that I could fix my arm from bleeding since I was wounded?
Anybody have a medical kit?
Yeah, I'll use my
Or
medical
I was
kit
going
on
to
him.
say, I think I actually have one too.
All right, give me a medicine check as you go to patch him up.
Oh,
Ah.
sure.
Careful.
My medicine is
It really
so good.
hurts.
Just rub some dirt in it.
Wow, 22.
22. It is healed up. You no longer have the wounded condition, and you stitch up the wound.
So there's a giant floating thing here. Okay.
Yep. And there's a large door next to the 2 braziers where the demons came out of.
I feel like I'm just I feel like the guys think using these souls is like a bad thing. Armos feels like using this Acrylis shard is setting them free. So can I tap on the shard just to make it like, I don't know, cleanse the blood shard and maybe set the souls free of
Does
some
not
sort?
get cleansed. You know that's quite the ordeal and a long process to do that.
Okay.
And something outside your means.
Yeah, all right.
I think the only way to cleanse these souls, Armos, is to defeat Acrylis.
Christo.
You're right. And as we start marching, I give another long speech and give us some temporary hit points as we marched into the next room.
Can you do
Which
that?
I think I
for
can
a
do.
multi- I don't think so.
I think I can.
What's
As
it
long as
called?
he does it for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, it has to be a 10-minute speech. So as long as I have 10 minutes, I think I can keep doing it.
And this is
Let me look.
inspired, but he's like looking at a pocket watch.
When you finish a long or short rest.
Oh,
Oh, so I can't do it?
there you go. Armos, there's no time. I run to the door.
There's no time,
Yeah,
almost.
seriously, Armos, we have to go.
I'm walking. I'm leading the charge as I try to push the door open.
You push this large door open. As you open the doors leading into this room, Armos, you notice that there's a language. The 3 of you notice that there is a written language above the door. However, the 3 of you do not understand it. Armos does understand it. However, it's a language unrecognizable to him. It's not any of the ones that you may have known, and you can loosely translate it. You know this is like a language of Baeloon, the Baeloon language. You see a lot of similar inscribings inside your tome, and you understand it, and you can loosely translate it. This is not a one-to-one translation that you're reading, but the best words used in common to describe what is written on the door. And on the door it says, as you can best translate, Hall of Prophets. The door opens and you see another dark obsidian hallway. And as the doors fully open, crystal torches burning in a similar fashion to the crystal braziers from the entrance begin to illuminate the blackened walls. The hallway stretches all the way down to a large grand set of stairs that widen out. Along the hallway are alcoves with statues standing tall above you overlooking the hallway path. And in front of these statues are indeed the shadow prophets that you saw when you were on the bridge heading into the castle. And they are each standing in front of a statue. And as they see the 3 of you walk in, as the shadow disappears into its respective statue, 8 shades disappear, and what is left before you is this large obsidian hallway leading to stairs to this large door that looks like it's 100 feet tall and 100 feet wide, glowing red with deep red shadows leaking down its hinges.
Well, that wasn't ominous at all.
Is Alec supposed to do that?
Kind of relay the information to the guys. Hall of Prophets. Pretty ominous what just happened in front of us.
I'm gonna use a ranger ability to give myself temporary hit points.
Okay.
I get a 1d8 plus 3 with my tireless feature. Minnis takes a breath, almost meditating for a moment. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna step forward, and can I, before stepping in front of any of these statues, can I, do... I'm gonna be terrible at it, I guess, but, an investigation or an arcana check to see if I know anything, I can see anything magical about the statues, or...
Give me an arcana check.
Or trappy. I guess I'm looking for traps more than anything magical.
If you're looking for traps, give me an investigation check. If you're trying to sense something, you give me an arcana check. You do know that this place is overwhelming with evil.
Yeah.
Evil.
Oh wow, nat 20.
You do not see any traps. The flooring is smooth. You do not see any break in the tile or walls. The staircase, everything that you can see seems like it's one solid piece of material.
I can't speak to the statues, guys, but I don't see any obvious traps around here, so...
If I do like a magic check on any Baeloon mischief that's going on using my book, do I notice
Other than the immense evil you sense in this room, you do not sense any other magic that stands out. But you do see more of this writing on each of the statues.
Is there, say if I look at this one to the left, which is where
You see
Armos
like a
was.
inscription where a plaque, like a memorial statue would be displayed, is similar how these statues are displayed. And they all take on different figures of various creatures, some recognizable, some not recognizable to you. The first one that you see a name, a race, and then a title. Orivexis, an Arcanoloth, the first prophet, the prophet free will. You go to like look closer, and your mind is flooded with a quick memory. You see a crystallized human. Let's say it's a creature made of complete crystals, like this blood shard, but much lighter, not this dark opaque red. And he doesn't have a giant ruby red gauntlet. He stands as an average height of a human, but he does not have any facial features. And he's talking to this large fox-like creature, but the fox creature looks sinister in a way. And it's having a conversation in a language you don't quite get. It's very, very quiet. You see that it's sharing knowledge. And on a platform, it's overlooking what you know as the Blood War, where demons are fighting each other, which has its own rich history that we will not get into at the moment. But you see that it's sharing a memory on this statue. It's the first time Christo, and is not in a form that you do not recognize, meeting this creature. That memory fades, and then you go down the line. You see that all these statues have their own names. The next statue you go to is Zaroon Velkris, which looks like just a giant skull with a green flame etched around it. Zaroon Velkris, the demi-lich, the prophet lich that craved life. You go down to the next statue, Drazik Nul, Mind Flayer, the prophet knowledge and conquest. Next statue, Chog Ythilren, Starspawn, the prophet cult ship. Glor Zaketh, a Sybarix, the prophet flesh and army. Nimris, Plagued Heart, High Elf Wizard, the prophet Elven King of the Heartland. And then with an additional inscription, the first prophet of Umbrea. Then you see Vero Grimgar, Human Wizard, the prophet Influence. And then additional, the second prophet of Umbrea. And then lastly, you see Armos Vanan, Tiefling Warlock, the prophet Revenge, the third prophet of Umbrea.
Minnis reads that and to himself is like, yep, that tracks. That tracks.
Wait, Minnis, you could read that?
Oh, are these all in that language?
I read it out.
Yeah,
No.
Armos has been reading it out.
Gotcha.
As the three of you are examining these statues, you all get a glimpse of this brief 3-second memory from each of these creatures. The Demi-Lich, you see that a Christo is talking to a skull and it's teaching him about lichdom and going over various texts and runes. You go to the Mind Flayer and you see that the Mind Flayer is opening portals to other worlds, assisting him in travel. You go to the Starspawn and you see that it's sharing the ideology of how cults work and how he can manipulate the influence of others. You see that he goes over to Glorsegreth, which is a Sybarix, which is a giant floating head melded with chains and staples with multiple body parts, an amalgamation of flesh, showing a crystal how to create monsters from its own body, how it's making these demons from its blood shard. Then you see the High Elf Wizard, Nimris, the Plagued Heart, which is a High Elf from the Heartland, summoning, creating the runes of summoning that Armos used to bring a Christo to Umbrea. Then you see Vero. The memory of Vero is standing next to Nimris as he's introducing him to the ideology of a Christo and showing him the runes. And then lastly, you see Armos's vision, and you see a moving lantern shaking back and forth in Armos's vision. A younger Armos wearing cultist robes, angrily studying runes, relics, and magic tables. A bag of blood shards on the table spread out as he glides through the pages of this text, learning about this Baeloon realm. And in the corner of the room are 3 dead, charred bodies as the memory fades. And that's what the 3 of you get as you move along this hall of prophets, getting a quick glimpse into the world and past of Akrista.
Well, it's going to be very easy if he shared knowledge with all these beings.
Yeah.
It's going to be an angry fight if he shared knowledge with Armos in a past life before he got his memory wiped.
We're not just fighting him, we're fighting the knowledge of all these people.
Right.
Especially this one, and I put my hand on...
Reginald?
Hey, listen, you're the one that read into him and summoned him, okay? It's your people that brought him to Umbrea, not me. You can blame him.
And he points to Nimrus, the Nimrus statue.
I'm reformed.
All right. Well, I took a translation, put in my journal for later. Let's keep going. I don't like being here.
Yeah, Sam. Gotta keep moving.
And the 3 of you head up these black obsidian marble stairs, and the door begins to open. Up top the door is another inscription of the room you are about to enter. Armos, you read it as the Observatory of Birth. You go through this door,
Whoa.
and you find yourself in a vast opening. There are no longer walls or flooring, just a black obsidian slab with a spiraling circular staircase moving around what seems like this endless void of space. There are numerous doors on platforms connected to this large staircase, but when you look out off the staircase, it is just a vast emptiness of space. And in the center, where this large obsidian staircase spirals around, you see this large planet-sized structure, this red portal with blue arcane chains wrapped around it, as it seems like this portal that's the size of a planet is magically sealed. Armos, you instantly know this with your Baeloon knowledge, as this is the Astral Gate. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh my god. Nice.
I jump in. No.
Good session.
Yeah, good to be back with Alec, by the
Good to be
way.
back. A
Yeah,
lot
good
of
to be
lore,
back.
a lot of fighting, a lot of lore.
Lore and fighting, my 2 favorite things.
Almost dying.
Almost died on the entrance room. No big deal. No big deal.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm pretty much full health.
He goes invisible. Next thing, I fly up really high.
I fly by so they can't see me.
That was more of a test to see if I could, because I've never done that than anything. Probably won't ever do that again.
But yes, you are in this we're ending the session in the Observatory of Birth. You can take that as you will.
The Observatory of Birth.
And that's a loose translation from this unknown language. That's translated into common. There's not a 1-for-1 translation.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
fun.
we
It was,
haven't played together in months.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
Too
crazy.
long.
It's been a while.
Whew. We want to come back to. Good, strong start to Arc 9.
I know.
The final arc.
Mm-hmm.
The final one.
So coming to an end. It could be abrupt. It could be a long one. Who knows? Who knows? But I can't wait to hear your thoughts on the piles of information I just gave you.
Yeah.
It's a lot, I know, but you're gonna learn. You gotta learn this arc. You're gonna learn. Hopefully, answer a lot of those questions
Right.
that y'all been theorizing on.
Could be.
Does anybody have any solid recommendations?
Ooh, I have one and no one else has one.
You got it.
You
You're
got
back.
it, dude.
So
You're
Yeah.
back.
I give it to you.
I kind of already talked to Dan about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug the One Piece trading card game. I gave it a shot. Went in to my local game shop, saw a bunch of people playing it, just started talking to them, learned it. It's a freaking blast. It's so much fun. They have like starter decks at a reasonable price, so you don't have to go out and like buy a booster. And you can play really well with like the starter decks. It's a lot of fun, super easy, quick games. Yeah, so check it out. If you like it, join the Discord and talk to me about it, because I want to find more people to talk to about it, because it's a fun game. And that's it.
I'll let you know when I get my starter deck, because you've convinced me. I was already thinking about it.
Dude, it's so much fun. So much fun.
The Ichiro plays with the guy that what's the guy's name that plays Zorro in the live action. Those two play together, and I've heard a lot of good things already online.
Okay.
So I was thinking about maybe picking it up and trying it because I like One Piece.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe that means you got to start the show. The anime,
I was gonna
Alec.
say no. So I am like 300 episodes into One Piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And so I'm slowly
Impressed.
getting my way through it. But like people at the game shop were like, dude, don't bother. Go to One Pace. Like just watch it through One Pace. It's like so much better. No fluff. Might do that, but you also don't need to watch the anime to play the game. That's also something I do want to make clear. Like you don't need to do one to do the other. So, it's fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. All right. Well,
I think that's it.
we're heading off into the after show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's great, Alec. It's great to have you back. It's finally great to start the final arc. I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Somebody might die. Who knows?
Who knows?
You might kiss.
I meant die, but
Who knows? But what do you say we give our most
bye.
goodbye you want to do? Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
see ya.
Bye.
Give your most abrupt goodbye.
The name's Armos, warlock, detective, collector of cursed punch cards and questionable decisions. The Tome of Forgotten Episodes, a legendary artifact holding the untold tales of every whispered NPC's backstory and lore too wild for broadcasting, was gone. Stolen from the vault beneath Lord Baron's divider, and I had just one suspect. Everyone. So Reginald and I did what we do. We hit the streets and find proof. And our first stop, a bar where danger pours heavier than the drinks. They call themselves Humbrea's heroes, regulars at the last mug, experts in half-truce and full tankard. Jonathan Prado swore the tome was just a metaphor. A voice from the back corner, Bjorn Battleborn, a metaphor. Nah, I heard it was just wrapped in bacon and vanished mid-bite. Drell coming forward saying, no, you're all wrong. It turned into a duck and flew away mid-boss fight. I swear on my mug. Sludge Lone Star coming up, slurring his speech, says the tome became his familiar and then it exploded. The Heart stumbling up swears it was at the end of the bar and it looked like cheese and was vibrating. John Carroll said that he once heard it whisper riddles, but he thinks it might have been the ale as well. Iskor Storm said that it vanished without paying its tab. Tazlin thinks that the book is still in the room with them and is currently blinking at them. Johnny Tar the parrot's just squawking, roll initiative, roll initiative. Jesus, the tome, it's just a frosty bedtime story to scare new players. And Charcoal Darts is currently just passed out on the ground. Finally, a lead. Man with glass quietly leans in. You're all wrong. It was stolen. No magic, no metaphor. I saw a paw print outside the vault. Someone didn't break in, they were already inside. Finally, a lead with some weight as Reginald twitches a little bit in the corner. Sidget College just sent me a letter. We're on the move. Let's go, Reginald. As Armos and Reginald get to the Sidget College, they're met by David LaChance. Technically, the totem exists in all timelines simultaneously. Arius and Sendis from the back of the room. Maybe the tome didn't vanish? Maybe it ascended. Punk raised his hand. Yes, you. Last I heard, it corrected a bard mid-performance, and it compusted of shame. Saint Chaos runs up quickly. You don't find the tomb finds you. Sergio Rodriguez ran the numbers, and it disappeared on a Tuesday. Nothing vanishes on a Tuesday without planning. And a voice from the back all of a sudden. Mongo. I held it once. Big book. Good weight. Smells like power. And regret. With this lead being unhelpful, they decided, you know what this needs? We need to find a motive. We gotta consult the Bloodshard Bandits. First up is Shirley. Look, I didn't steal it, but I would have, for the fame. Just as she finishes saying that, Knockbach walks into the room. Last time I saw the tome, it tried to correct my lore, and I blacked out. Morgan Uther, everyone's asking where the tome went. Nobody's asking if it wanted to leave. Craig Dawnbringer speaks up out of nowhere. I arm wrestled a mimic once. Very unhelpful. Slide from behind Armos. It didn't disappear. It was removed. Potentially with flair, and then leaves the room. And finally, Artemis steps up. I saw it. Midnight. Fog everywhere. It hummed. then it was gone. From all of the information from the Bloodshard Bandits, it seems like this was a high-level magic, controlled, clean. We gotta figure it out. What's this? Something's outside. Reginald and Armos run outside to find the shadow smugglers. Before Armos and Reginald can get out of the building, Jack Tillich drops from the ceiling. It's not just a tome, Armos. It's leverage. Reese Evergon. The moment my loot hit the final note, the lights dimmed, the drinks froze, and the tome was gone. The Dread perks up while outside with Armos and the rest of the crew and decides to say, it wasn't stolen, it was invited. Big difference. And then finally, the biggest clue that we've gotten so far, Julius Kendrick, the vault of yours never locked. Someone on the inside must have known the phrase. And I bet you already know who. And then Armos turned to Reginald immediately and saw a glint on Reginald's paw. And then finally put all the pieces together. You stole a dimensional artifact because the episode wasn't ready?
I did it. I did it, Armos. I took the tome.
Wait a second, let me look at that.
Just wanted him to be perfect.
You still haven't picked the intro music.